Now, first of all, nobody loves women more than I do. Okay? The true idea that Cinderella, Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, Belle from Beauty and the Beast, right? The true idea, no privilege, no cockiness, no garbage. Someone who gives up all that stuff if they're white or any other privileged group of people, token minorities, they give up this stuff. Okay? They're gentle. Those I'm not racist. Those gloves they wear, they're silk or whatever, coming out of a carriage. Now, most people who are in the carriages were cocky, were arrogant, Prince Humperdinck types. Okay? But if a woman who has enough class to transcend that and say, hey, I don't care if I go broke, I'm going to choose this hero who lives with his parents because he's morally precise and no one else is. So here I come in my kind of wrinkled martial art outfit, my Kung Fu outfit. Okay, when I don't do Kung Fu because they don't make an African martial art outfit for me to communicate that I'm a martial artist. Keep that in mind. The color white is associated with the angels and God. I don't worship the moon. Anyway, so she comes out of the carriage. Right, we go to the ball. We slow dance. And everyone's looking at, why are you with this scrub guy? But it goes without saying at the same time. He's righteous. All you guys are just cocky and rich. Okay? You're leveraging your blood money to say we're civilized, but he actually has class. See the last. See? Last class. The one who chooses righteousness has class. She doesn't have to be a millionaire. She can be homeless. The one who chooses righteousness not because she's desperate, but because she's beautiful inside. And they don't want to admit that. They don't get that. And I'm faced with this catfish argument. Don't hold it against them. When they catfish you is what they say. Catfish. What do they do? They say, let's say I'm judging them on the inside. Let's judge their inside. They lied to you. Often calculated lie. They misrepresented themselves. It's a calculated betrayal. And they haven't even met you yet, and they've already betrayed you on a profound level. They took advantage of the psychological construct, which can be twisted for all kinds of horrible things, subtle coercion, all kinds of horrible things. People take advantage of that to get a date with, They took advantage of your desperation and anxiety quite often. You're like, man, I'm on the internet and I'm looking for love, and wow, look at her. Wow, is she a bot? Is she a catfish? Maybe she's not. No, she seems to be real. Right. They hit you while you're down. You're like, I want love, and oh wow, someone's talking to me. Right. You're not meeting them sober in nature in person. How can they then turn around and say, hey, you know what? You're judging me by my flesh. That's shallow. Okay? I'm not truly able to judge you yet because I haven't met you yet. Okay? When I meet you and I find out you lied to me, it goes back to everything else I just said and more. Let's get into it, shall we? So I'm not sober in nature analyzing you effectively. I'm sad and feeling some kind of desperation and anxiety. Okay, there's a psychological construct throwing me off, and whatever fumes and drugs and alcohol and other substances and preservatives and fillers and things that throw off the brain function that are in the way. And I haven't got a chance to see you from the inside. And every time I've settled, it was a bad experience. Okay? So what the hell are they talking about? Who are they? Versus the fantasy fairy tale that you object to. I object to Gargamel pretending he's a woman. I object to Ursula pretending she's Ariel. I object to the fairy tale game you want me to play. It's like somebody having sex with someone's wife in the dark. Okay, and she thinks it's her husband. He says, well, it's shallow for you to judge. No, you need to know who they really are. The story of Psyche having sex with Eros in the dark is part of the Greco-Roman rape culture that is still around, that dominates society. Psyche and psychology. Basically, she kept getting visited by a mysterious being while she's in a trance-like state, and she eventually has sex with him in the dark. And she learns to love his visits. So the psychology got powerful enough to where she was sleeping with somebody that she wouldn't otherwise. And in a different version of it, she is put in a trance by Aphrodite to fall in love with the most despicable man, and she goes around having trains run on her while she puts the temple and the followers of the various Greco-Roman deities in order. All right. So they want you to feed into... So when you try to call them out, they feed into the difficulty articulating. You're like, man, I know it's wrong, but no, give them a chance. You don't even know the person. That's fucked up. And you're having trouble articulating why they're wrong. Okay, even right now when I wrote it down, they're filming me, I'm having a little trouble articulating why they're wrong, but it's clear enough. Okay, they guilt trip you. You're feeding into a bad policy in society. So, again, nobody loves a real woman in reality. It reminds me of the movie Shaka Zulu. I'm not racist, this is from the movie, quote unquote. He said, the white man deals in illusion, Shaka. You have taught us to live in reality. Again, I'm not racist, but this can be said. He said, even if the whites had 1,000 lives each, or 100, their lives wouldn't be worth a single dedicated Zulu warrior because we are superior. Why? Because they deal in illusion. They don't deal in reality, so they're not cultivating being a warrior in reality. How can they who live illusion be greater than those who cultivated focus, moral intensity, and reality for generations? That's why there's a martial art order, a divine order. I'm not arguing racial supremacy. I'm arguing generational moral supremacy. Because some black people dealt in illusion for generations too.